Diaceutics, the Belfast-based data analytics company that specialises in the area of healthcare and medicine, has raised a further £4 million in financing from Silicon Valley Bank. As well as expanding its operations, the funding will go towards product development, including its new diagnostic network for the area of precision medicine, an area of disease treatment that's said to be particularly effective in the treatment of cancer. Thank you, Brian. We're joined this morning by Peter Keeling, founder and CEO of the data analytics company Diaceutics, which specialises in the area of healthcare and medicine. It's just secured an additional round of funding from Silicon Valley Bank worth around €4.5 million. Before we look at that funding, Peter, Diaceutics, you specialise in the area of precision medicine, which is what exactly?
Yes, good morning, Brian. Precision medicine really embraces a whole range of new, smart or targeted therapies that have been coming to the market over the last decade. And these targeted therapies, primarily in cancer, but not only in cancer, are really helping to extend and really change patient lives significantly. The issue is that you have to test patients in advance in order to make sure that they're eligible for the drug. So for us, precision medicine is very much a partnership between making sure that diagnostic testing is working and making sure that patients are accelerating their journey to get to that precision drug.
So this is about getting in very early and matching the patient with the correct treatment to give them the best chance of survival. Is that right?
Absolutely. What's the problem we're trying to solve here? If you take an area like lung cancer, for example, although the new smart drug might have arrived on the market, what we've identified in our data is that it could be up to 4.5 years before even half of those patients will get access to that drug. And the reason is this very protracted diagnostic journey. And many of our listeners this morning will have their own personal stories of how long it takes for individual patients to weave their way through a system from cough to being confirmed with a diagnosis and then ultimately getting onto the right treatment. That journey is far too long in our opinion, and it's a global issue. It's not just an Irish issue. And I think what we're very much targeting our business at is to eliminate as much as possible of that lag. There's no reason why patients should wait 4.5 years to get access to it.
Is cost a big barrier here, though?
Cost is one of them, Brian, but it's not the only barrier. I think COVID has reminded the world how fragile the diagnostic ecosystem is. Labs are the front line of defense, and yet we can see how difficult it has been to kind of mount an adequate testing regime to cover patients. Well, you can see that same issue going on both in cancer, cardiovascular disease, diabetes. A lot more work needs to be done to support laboratories to get up and running really quickly to make sure that we can get these patients tested.
You mentioned COVID. Has it impacted on your operations beneficially or otherwise?
Well, I think we've been very much tracking the COVID impact on cancer testing rates. I think you'll have seen elsewhere that just as a result of the need for social distancing, cancer patients haven't been presenting to hospitals, so the testing rates are down. Well, there's very much a kind of a cascade here. Those patients didn't go away. They're still, awaiting testing. So it's our view that what we're probably looking at is any form of normality arrives back. We're probably looking at an increase in patients presenting, looking for testing through the early part of 2021. The problem with that is that our testing infrastructure may not be ready for that kind of increased 20-30% more patients needed tested. So I think we need to go back and look at not just what is happening with COVID as the disease, but the indirect consequences of COVID on other diseases.
Peter Keeling, founder and CEO of Diaceutics, which has just announced a new round of funding with Silicon Valley Bank this morning. Thanks very much for talking to us. I'll have more business news at 8:30, Maggie.